This is from the Am I Overreacting subreddit. I'm Roddy P, and this is Cheap Therapy. I have been with my boyfriend for 8 months. I've had a good bit of sexual trauma in my life. He knows this and knows everything about what's happened to me. I have sex with him nearly every day, but to be safe, on average of 3 to 5 times a week. And then I'll surprise him with little outfits or BJs while driving or sending him nudes and videos. Yo, it sounds amazing. I don't know where this is going, but sounds like bro got it made. I'm just saying. I have tried really hard to be sexually enough for him, and he constantly reminds me that his ex womps him more. First of all, I want to say that your boyfriend's trash. First of all, the unmitigated gall of bringing up a past relationship's sexual endeavors to your current girlfriend is the most disrespectful thing I can think of. Ballsy. I don't think I've ever been enough for him sexually, and I don't want to set aside my boundaries and what I'm comfortable with to keep him around. We were in an argument once, and he told me that his exes would be begging to give him blowjobs as he packed his things and walked out the door. I'm normally like on a guy's side, right? I'm a guy's guy, right? I'm one of the fellas. This man needs to be your ex-boyfriend. He needs to be your ex-boyfriend. 100% he needs to be your ex-boyfriend. First of all, before I continue, I just want to say, having sex 3 to 5 times a week on an off night, you give him blowjobs while he's driving, you send him nudes and videos, you are doing so much more than the average person. So much more! I need to stress this. You are doing so much more than the average man could dream of. Just want to throw it out there. What he doesn't understand, but I try to communicate, is it has nothing to do with him or attraction, but I'm a single mom, and sometimes I just want some quality time and the autonomy to say no to sex sometimes. On top of having sex with this man every single day, giving him blowjobs while he's driving, you are taking care of a life. And this is your boyfriend, not someone you live with, because you're a single mother. So that means when you leave this man, you have a whole nother life to deal with. You need to run as fast as you possibly can. Usain Bolt. This man hates you, and he's just being mean. He hates you. This man hates you. It's not asking too much. You should always have autonomy and choice over yourself. The biggest gift you can ever give somebody else is yourself. And you're giving yourself to this ungrateful, evil person who hates you every single day. You need to run. You need to lock this man up. This man needs to be locked up. You need to tell his real name. Like, this is crazy. But to answer your question, you're not asking for too much. In fact, you're asking for too little. He's not even giving you respect as a person. And you need to exit stage left even. I'm lost for words, guys. Whoa. What do you guys think? I need genuine relationship advice. This comes from the advice subreddit. As always, I'm Roddy P, and this is Cheap Therapy. I've been dating my boyfriend for a while now, and honestly, it's kind of getting annoying how insecure he is. I'm sorry if that sounds bad, but it's like an everyday thing at this point. It's like whenever we go out in public, there's always some guy staring at me, or in his words,
trying to plot on me.
If a guy does hit on me and I reject, he'll get kind of frustrated because he said it's getting annoying whenever guys flirt with me, but I can't control that. He never asserts himself anyways. So I just don't know what to do at this point because I'm tired of always reassuring him, and I'm not about to change how I look just to make him feel better. He'll say things like,
"You'd like me more if I looked like Jungkook."
I don't know who Jungkook is, but I'm assuming it's like a Korean pretty boy. Or if I talk about how I was talking to a guy friend from 2023, he'll be like,
"A guy? Who is this? You don't love me."
Okay, I think I know where this is going. He has women friends, and I don't freak out when he hangs out with them. My friends even see it and call it a red flag, but if you were him, what would you like to hear from me? Or, if you were me, what would you do? I've reassured him numerous times, and I've even tried keeping my head down in public. To avoid guys approaching me, but things still happen. Okay, so I don't even know where to begin with this. Yes, your man is very insecure. Insecurity comes from within. So more than likely, he feels he's not good enough for you, and he's probably wondering how he even got in this relationship with you. And he is taking these inner demons that he has and he's projecting them onto you. He's blaming you for things you can't control because he knows you're pretty, and deep down he knows that he is not physically as attractive as he would like to be, or how he imagines a man that is fit for you should look. You can assure him all day, but honestly, when this man looks in the mirror, he isn't happy with what he sees. And nothing you can do is going to fix that, unfortunately. Keeping your head down in public is absolutely insanity, by the way. A good word is you should never dim your light for others, right? It is a genuine red flag. This man has something deep-seated dislike about himself. You can't fix that. He needs therapy. I don't know how long you guys have been dating for this to be something that you would like to work through, but it feels like you guys aren't a match because he needs to first love himself before he can love himself with you. And it seems like currently he doesn't love himself. But as always, what do you guys think? Am I the a-hole for leaving my friend at the restaurant after she tested me? This is coming from the Am I the A-hole subreddit, and I'm Roddy P. Throwaway because a lot of my friends are on here. So I, 23 female, have a close friend, 24 female, who we'll call Stella, who has this really annoying habit of doing little things to test our friendship. She'll say stuff like,
I just wanted to see if you'd notice I was upset.
or,
I wanted to see if you would drop what you were doing to help me.
this really pisses me off, and I've told her before that I would really love it if she stops doing that and just talked to me openly if something was bothering her. Last weekend, we went out to a dinner with two friends. At the end, we asked for separate checks. I noticed they had charged me one of Stella's drinks. She had already paid, so I decided not to say anything just because I didn't want to complicate everything for the staff. I figured I would just bring it up later. After dinner, while we were saying bye, I quickly mentioned to Stella that one of her drinks had been charged in my bill, and I thought that she had overlooked it. After I told her that, Stella suddenly got really cold and just said, I'm a really awkward person. I don't know how to handle people when they're feeling rude or standoffish, so I kind of let it slide. Later that night, she texted me saying she felt I had been acting selfishly and that she didn't feel appreciated in our friendship despite her doing so much for me. She said she had noticed the drink wasn't charged to her and waited to see whether I would offer to cover it since she had helped me move in my new apartment 2 months ago. I understand wanting to be appreciated, but I was honestly really annoyed. Feels really transactional. I told her if she wanted me to buy her a drink as a thank you for helping me move, it would have been better to say so 2 months ago. She replied that it shouldn't have to fall on her to keep reminding me to show basic appreciation. We decided to meet for brunch the next day to talk it out in person. I got there first and ordered a coffee. However, before I could even really say anything, she immediately started telling me how she hoped I had thought more about my actions. I just couldn't do it anymore. I was so frustrated that any attempt of having a productive conversation turned me into somewhat being the villain. I just stood up, paid for my coffee, and left. I texted her afterwards saying that I was done participating in her little test and that I can't be friends with someone who isn't willing to communicate like an adult. Am I the a-hole? It sounds like you're friends with a narcissist, right? Because people don't do these things to friends. You don't test your friends. You know who your friends are. You're not the a-hole. This person isn't your friend. This person is doing a power trip because it's not about testing your friendship. It's about seeing how far they can push you and how much they can get away with without you standing up for yourself. That's not a person you want around you. So no, you're not the a-hole for leaving. And I would actually say, stay gone. That's not a person you want in your life. As always, what do you guys think? Am I crazy for thinking of breaking up over intimacy? This comes from the adulting subreddit. And as always, I'm Roddy P. Wait, hey there. Just after some honest advice. I'm 23 male, she's a 23 female. 1.5 year relationship is solid except for intimacy. We get along great, have fun, and I get along really well with her family. She's keen for us to move in together, which should be exciting, but it's actually made me question things more. We're affectionate, hugging, kissing, etc., but sex is very rare, like once every 3 months. I brought it up before. She says she'll work on it, but nothing really changes. She's also said that sex isn't that important to her. For me, it's more about feeling wanted, and lately,
I just feel really rejected.
Now I'm at the point where I'm actually thinking about breaking up over it, which feels crazy because everything else is good. Has anyone dealt with this? Does it actually improve, or is it just a compatibility thing? From a personal experience, previously in life, I was in a sexless relationship. I did not like it. It made me feel unwanted. It's the exact word you're saying. The exact thing that you're feeling, I felt. It made me feel unwanted. But that's because my love language is physical touch, right? So whether that be intimacy, holding hand, I just need for me to feel loved. I want my significant other to want to touch me because that is what I equate with love, at least on that version of the relationship. I will say I'm not a woman, so I can't speak on women things, but I can speak as a early adult male. In a relationship, when your sex drive is extremely high, right? And I'm speaking on life in college where are a plethora of people at this age range, 23, 26, 25, 20, having lots of sex all the time. And for you to have a relationship with the person who admits that she doesn't like it that much, it's not that important to her. You have to sit down and think, well, then what is important to you? Because she was very specific in saying it's not important to her, which means that it may never be important to her. So are you comfortable being in a relationship where once every 3 months is the norm because she's already told you of where this lies with her? And you're not going to convince her to put more importance into it. It's naturally not on her list of things. And you either have to love her for that, and maybe things improve. If you can accept how things are now and be content with everything else in the relationship, then if the sex improves later, it's a plus, right? But are you willing to lose what you have for sex? As always, what do you guys think? Let me know. My horny confession. This comes from the confession subreddit. When I was a horny teenager around the age of 14, 16, I would sniff my cousin's bra and jerk off to it. My cousin stays 2 floors below my house, and I have a maid at home who washes our clothes. I would realize that my cousin's bra would be left on top of the washing machine. It was bright pink in color with light blue straps, really hot. Every time, when no one was at the home, I would, first of all, try to memorize the position of how the bra was put on the washing machine. Then I would take it, sniff it, and jerk off to it, rubbing it on my
Wee-wee.
I got pre-wee-wee juice on it, but the stain wasn't really visible. During my post-nut clarity, I'd be so disgusted with myself, but I would do it over and over again. Are there any of you guys? First, I just want to say that you would have to murder me in order for me to tell this story to the internet. You are a brave man. You're also a disgusting one. That's your cousin. You're fantasizing about having sex with your cousin. That's your cousin. That's your cousin. That's your cousin.